I remember as a kid that there were three constants in the universe. The first was that Minecraft held supremacy towards any other medium of entertainment. I don't even need to bother going into more detail with that. The second constant was that at sleepovers, Mario Kart would be the most competitive game on hand. If you wanted to fight a friend, you had to settle it like men on Rainbow Road. Those were just the rules. And the third constant was that the opening theme of Black Ops 2 Zombies had to scare the living shit out of you.
What's up guys, K-Ninga here. As you can tell, we got a line going on from the GameStop. I'm freezing my balls off out here, man. I'm number 105, so it's like maybe 11:35, 11:40.
It's been over 10 years since Black Ops 2 was released. I would be lying to say that I bought it opening night. I literally was 10 when it came out. But did I still play it when I was that young? Absolutely. From the span of 2012 to 2014, it was all everyone was talking about. The multiplayer was spectacular, the campaign was whimsical, and the custom games were better than any other game I had played at the time. For the first year or so, I strictly stuck with playing multiplayer and getting absolutely bodied in matches all day long. It was the most love-hate relationship I've ever had with the game. But there was a reason I never went down to that third option on the title screen. I hadn't even tried to make it past that first screen zombies would take you to. There was something about that piano that made my stomach drop. I've never had a feeling quite like that from another game. The music of Black Ops 2 Zombies is something that I feel is overlooked in the modern era. We talk plenty about Minecraft's nostalgic sound, Mario Kart's upbeat chaos, and even Undertale's deceptive beats. But I barely hear anything about arguably the most horrifying, ambiance-building, laughably fun soundtrack of Black Ops 2 Zombies. To this day, the Perca-Cola jingles are stuck in my head, and I've never had a gaming experience that was quite like what Black Ops 2 Zombies was. So I'm making this video for you all to share some more love about what this game's music meant to me and so many others. Let's take a trip back to 2012, shall we? I think that the best place to start is the most controversial map of this entire game, Transit. You've probably seen countless videos explaining why this map was absolutely terrible or absolutely amazing. To be honest, Transit scared me so bad as a kid that I barely ever played it until I was older. The fog.
Believe it, guys?
The fog.
Just a week away.
The fog.
In a week.
The endless cornfields. And the horrifying boss made this map absolutely miserable for me. If you ever caught me playing anything from Transit, it was most likely Town, just because it wasn't quite as terrifying, unless I had to go get Jug all by myself. We won't go there though. But to me, Transit wouldn't be nearly as horrifying if it weren't for the music. Literally the first thing you hear is that awful record playing Love Song for a Dead Man. Which, fun fact, this shuddering piece of music was actually a reworked version of the song Lullaby for a Dead Man, featured as the Easter egg song for Verrückt, and was the death song in Nacht und Toten. The more you know, I guess. The music featured in the first part of the game you open with is an absolute testament of what is to come. The world building and ambiance is already started before you even log into your own match, a clever game design that only adds to the horror element of the series. After you start the match, though, is where the real fun begins.
I am not leaving this spot!
You're met with the all too familiar three chords of fear, the calling of absolute chaos to ensue, the siren of your fate being decided for you, the signal that someone killed the crawler way too early before you could even get your perks back, and you know exactly what I'm talking about. And then the game decides to do something fascinating. Instead of having creepy background music playing, or ambient radio music, it chooses instead to leave you in silence. The only sound you hear over the screams of the undead being the bus tone, signaling to you you're about to get left behind. Absolute genius. But if you were lucky enough, transit wasn't the only thing you could play at the launch of Black Ops 2. Nuketown has one of the most interesting and kind of forgettable openings in Black Ops 2. When researching for this video, I completely forgot that there was actual music that played before you open the map. It honestly sounds like a really creepy version of Minecraft soundtrack. This isn't to say that this piece of music was a bad decision, however. The intro to this map was extremely unique, one that helps set the scene for how unique Nuketown is as a map. I can still remember how terrified I was of the hellscape that surrounded the map, the black clouds circling overhead as you fought zombies pinning you down between the walls of an ideal nuclear family's house. What makes that intro song even better is its tie into the Easter egg song of the map, Samantha's Lullaby. Yeah, you guys remember Black Ops 2 Zombies had like the Easter egg songs? They were absolute fire. Let me play you the intro to this map along with this Easter egg song just to show you this similarity. See? Creepy Minecraft music. Nuketown meant a lot of things to a lot of people. I think the music is a great testament to Treyarch always setting the ambience the right way with the music chosen. Every detail mattered in this game as if it was crafted with love, and I couldn't be more thankful for that. But after the controversy of Green Run and the admittedly shallow map of Nuketown, Treyarch was going to have to change things up for the first DLC. The music was absolutely fantastic, but it couldn't save a zombies experience that wasn't necessarily loved by the community at the time. So, what did Treyarch do?
Quickly! Beat off the zombies! Beat them off!
Have we been here before?
Okay, so Die Rise somehow was more controversial than Transit. I always had my breath taken away by the beauty of the map, the crumpled skyscrapers of Shanghai protruding from an ocean of fog. This was by far one of the coolest settings for a zombies map. It's just a shame that it was so damn annoying to play as well. I remember rage quitting so many times because I kept falling off the stupid skyscrapers.
Okay, we all go together or we go one at a time. Yeah! Parkour! Parkour! I'm right behind you, Andy! Come on! Yeah! Parkour.
Or got trolled by some dude with the goddamn spring trap.
Did you put yours in there, dude? Get on it! You're the one that said it there. Oh, fuck!
I don't know if it was as much of a skill issue or if it was actually valid, but I hated this map as a kid. But the music! Oh my god, the music. This map had such a banger Easter egg song, I absolutely loved We All Fall Down. That guitar part was just so sick, and if y'all have seen anything else from this channel, you know I can appreciate an amazing guitar part. I remember the first time I got it to happen, I never felt like more of a badass. Call of Duty Zombies, in general, basically had what I like to call the Doom effect, where if you add heavy metal to anything, it makes whatever you're doing absolutely amazing. But I'm not gonna lie, Treyarch did a really good job at splitting their community so far. I remember how furious people had been back then with the map selection. I don't know if enough people threatened Treyarch or what, but Treyarch decided that they had had enough.
It became personal with me.
Hey, Sal, we must have been through this 50 times already.
And we'll go through it another 50 if that's what it takes. 9:30, lights out. God begins his rounds. How we doing tonight, Ferguson? Family good?
Doing great, Mr. DeLuca. My boy Tommy, he's almost 6 now.
Ain't that swell?
Hey, Finn, you get that tip for Saturday's race yet?
I'm working on it. Right now.
You gonna shut him up? Or do I gotta do it?
Rules, handsome. No talking.
9:35, the Weasel launches into a song and dance routine.
Damn it, Arlington.
You gotta get to Doc!
Better be the real deal this time.
Once the Weasel gets the keys, we move on to stage 2. Let's get moving.
Here you go, fellas. Courtesy of the Warden's private collection.
Boys in the laundry stashed the parts.
Of course they fucking did.
What the fuck? I killed him.
You've been in the joint too long, Al. You've forgotten how to get shit done. What the fuck?
I'm sure this map was probably one of the biggest reasons you clicked on this video. With the shaky start of Black Ops 2 Zombies that Treyarch had created, they decided to respond to the community with one of the most creative, horrific, jaw-dropping maps in the entire Zombies catalog. When I think of the scariest map I ever played in Zombies, this was it. The hanging bodies from the rafters, the blood-soaked floors of the prison, and that terrible chase always set up by the Warden. There was a lot to be afraid of in this map. And the perfect cherry on top to all this amazing game design was, you guessed it, the music. Literally the opening scene that sets up the map features Rusty Cage by Johnny Cash. And not only this, but the main theme of Mob of the Dead that plays when you die is just the perfect representation of the infinite loop that the characters are stuck in.
What? No, dude!
Hearing this song as a kid was awful because not only did it mean you lost, but it meant you had to go through that literal hellscape all over again. I think it's funny too that listening to this in 2023, I can't help but notice the similarity to the theme of the Last of Us TV show as well.
Hey, Sal.
Pretty cool. But that's not all. I couldn't talk about this map without mentioning the Easter egg song, Where Are We Going?
Where are we going from here? Where do we go? Are we all blinded by fear? How do we know? How do we know?
If you just listen to the lyrics of the song, it could very well stand out as just an amazing song on its own. But when you combine the beautiful vocals with the atmosphere of Alcatraz, the story of the cycle through hell, and the depressive subject material, you get an effect that is rare in any form of media. When I heard this song for the first time, I felt like one of the main 4 characters, stuck in a cycle of hell that I could never escape. It's so depressing, but also so fantastic at the same time. I wish I could go back and experience it again for the first time. As a consumer of media, one of my worst fears is when a studio creates something that is received with overwhelming positivity. I worry that they will never be able to capture the same lightning in a bottle. But when it does happen, man, is it an amazing feeling. And Treyarch did that in this game. Because the next DLC to release?
Enough walking for today. We set up camp here. In case you boneheads have forgotten, the world is broken.
If Alcatraz, hanging bodies, and hell weren't your thing, no problem. How about a western town buried under the earth where you fight hordes of the dead, venture through a haunted hedge maze, and through a mansion filled with horrifying witches? Buried truly was everything you could possibly want. The beginning scene with the mining infrastructure always took my breath away, and when you combine it with the infamous 3 chords being played on the guitar, you get a recipe for the most amazing and fun time of your life. Everything about this map felt like it was trying to make you play over and over. The way the map is laid out creates this amazing defense feeling as you try and hold up in an alleyway or a hallway. The paralyzer weapon was so creative, and to this day, I still get all giddy when I grab it out of the mystery box. The way you could draw weapons on the wall, get a giant to break shit for you, and stow away points at the bank made it so fantastic. And when you finally die after holding out for 50 rounds, in juxtaposition to the depressing theme of Mob of the Dead, you instead are met with an upbeat, cowboy-esque guitar. It's like the game was begging for you to play again.
What? No, dude!
The music of Buried always helps fuel this nostalgia. The Easter egg song Always Running added some fantastic endgame feeling to the crew we got to love in Transit and Die Rise.
In this solemn field of silence, I can barely feel the pain.
The vocals telling us we are always on the run from something we are becoming is an amazing metaphor for what our characters have gone through. After this map though, we wouldn't get a chance to play as these characters for another 6 years. I'll miss the good old days. But we aren't done quite yet. There's one more map that we are missing. The culmination of everything we've been through and the start of where it all began.
It began long ago, on the battlefields of the Great War. 2 German scientists sought to harness dark and mysterious forces buried for centuries. They believed their discoveries would assure Germany's ultimate victory. What they could never have imagined was just what else their research would unearth.
This easily was the map I played the most in Black Ops 2. The grand finale for the 2-year roller coaster of expansions to the game, Origins innovated the zombies experience in a way I had never got to experience before. The building of the stabs, the scale of the map, and the insanely complex Easter egg pushed the hardware of my Xbox 360 to the limit. And let me tell ya, when I say the scale of this map was ridiculous, I mean it. I remember seeing the giant robots stomping over the World War I trenches, the constant dogfight unraveling overhead, and the horrifying impaled soldiers decorating the map. The atmosphere of this map was like none other, and I will always hold it close to my heart. But this wasn't the main reason this map was so special to me. It was the music. When the trailer for this map first came out, I was blown out of my seat. That raspy, terrifying voice explaining where zombies first started, combined with the heavy metal music of Avenged Sevenfold, created a fire that burned deep within me. I wasn't just going to play this map, I was going to live it. Heavy metal music would be the string that tied together everything that made this map amazing. To add some context for what you're about to hear, at the time this map was released, nobody truly knew if zombies would continue on. The storyline weight that this map carried, and answer as to where the game's original 4 characters came from, seemed like Treyarch's version of a fantastic send-off. A love letter to their audience for sticking around and playing their mode that had its humble roots grounded as an Easter egg in World at War. This map was both the end and the beginning for a lot of people. And Treyarch spared no expense. Just listen to the Easter egg song from this map, Archangel.
Your actions have unleashed unnatural forces.
Isn't that absolutely amazing? The memories that flood back when I hear this song are unmatched. I feel such a strong urge to return to zombies every time I hear this song. Oh, what's that? Is this song not for you? Oh, well, don't worry, because there are 2 more Easter egg songs with this map. Shepherds of Fire is absolutely fantastic, a testament to your hard work going through this crazy zombie journey that Treyarch provided. This piece performed by Avenged Sevenfold is phenomenal, and the guitar part is just breathtaking. Out of the 3 Easter egg songs, this one by far is my favorite. It makes it all the more special that this was the last one I discovered on the map, back when the player base was slowly starting to dwindle. And the 3rd Easter egg song is a complete U-turn from the heavy metal. A techno EDM beat that adds amazing ambiance to your experience. I know there's a very dedicated crowd to this song that absolutely loves it. Personally, it isn't quite for me, but also I think it's unfair to compare it to the other Easter egg songs, because they're so different. Origins is quite possibly the best map that Treyarch has ever made, in my opinion. The depth of this masterpiece is one that we still haven't discovered all the answers to, even 10 years later. And it's a lot to say this is the best zombies map, because its competition, even from its own game, is absolutely ridiculous. Which leads me full circle to why I made this video.
You know what? I'm not reviving Relaxing. I hope he dies. I hope he dies. I hope you die, you piece of crap. You should go die in a fire.
You see, I know you're a modder. Oh my god, stop!
Hey guys, guess what I'm doing right now? Both of you guys get one guess right now.
Fucking about to play some zombies, woman.
It's hard to think of a world where COD Zombies doesn't exist. I'm not going to lie with you all, I stopped playing zombies when Black Ops 4 was released. The maps were just uninspiring to me, and it felt like Treyarch was just running out of gas. Black Ops 3 was a fun and memorable zombies experience, but nothing has ever come close to Black Ops 2 since it was released. The only games on par with that zombies experience were the games released prior. The direction that Treyarch chose with zombies in Black Ops 2 was controversial, creative, and sparked a flame that pushed zombies into one of the best game modes ever made. It's a shame they haven't captured that same shock and awe since. At least, to me anyway. The music of the series left a 10-year-old me feeling terrified, but the other emotion I wouldn't expect when I was 10, and to be honest didn't quite understand, was that I felt alive. I felt like I was there in whatever horrifying map was laid out in front of me. I lived through the eerie ambient music, the Easter egg songs, and the conversations with friends at sleepovers while we watched the ending screen play after we'd lost. So with all that said, go visit this game again if you haven't in a while. It'll be worth your time, and I hope after watching this, you'll pay a little more attention to that love that Treyarch showed us through this game's soundtrack.